They were having a busy summer in Greendale. Alf Thompson was getting the hay in, hauling a big wagon load behind his tractor. He drove slowly through the village. He could just about manage to squeeze between the houses with his load. But then, he wasn't counting on something of a traffic jam in the middle of the village. Pat had left his van outside the post office, and someone had left a lorry on the other side of the road.
Whoops. It's a job getting through. Steady does it. How's it doing on the other side? Oh dear, oh dear. Whoops. I'll have to back up. Right, here we go again. It looks as though Alf is stuck. I wonder who the lorry belongs to. Phew. A right mess I've got myself into.
Here comes Miss Hubbard on her bicycle. She'll soon sort things out.
Stop! You'll have to stop, Miss Hubbard.
Oh, what's this, Alf? How am I to get through if you block the road with your tractor?
I'm stuck, Miss Hubbard. Between Pat's van and this lorry.
Well, we can't wait here all day. Where is Pat? Pat?
Hearing all the noise, Mrs. Goggins popped her head out of the post office door.
What's to do?
Said Mrs. Goggins. Don't take on now. Pat'll be back in a minute when he's done the village letters.
It's this lorry, said Miss Hubbard. Who's left it here? There's no sign of a driver.
Just then, Peter Fogg arrived on his motorbike.
What's going on? Said Peter Fogg. Has there been a crash?
There will be, if this lorry isn't moved, said Miss Hubbard.
It looks like a builder's lorry. What's it doing in the village? Does that mean we'll have to wait around? Said Alf.
I certainly hope not.
Pat should be back soon.
We need P.C. Selby.
Here is P.C. Selby.
Now then, what's all this? What's going on? Said P.C. Selby. You can't block the road like this, you know.
Alf Thompson's stuck.
It's not my fault, it's this lorry. And Pat's van.
They all talked at
The
once.
driver must be
What a
somewhere.
mix-up,
Wait a minute. Now then,
said P.C. Selby.
who does this lorry belong to?
Pat was hurrying round the village with his letters.
Pat?
Who's that calling? Oh, it's Sarah, Pat's wife.
It must be your forgetting day, Pat. You went off without your sandwiches. Here we are. Special delivery.
She handed Pat a package wrapped in brown paper.
Just like a parcel, said Pat. I'd better not pop them in somebody's letterbox by mistake.
You'll be hungry if you do. Bye.
Bye, and thanks.
In the high street, they still hadn't sorted the traffic jam out, but P.C. Selby was doing his best.
Left a bit. Go on. Now, over to your right. Stop. Left again. Now, a little to your right. Hard over now. Left, he says, then right. Wish he'd make up his mind. Keep to your right. Back up a little. No, back again. Come straight on.
You'll never get through there, you know. Alf, stop! Over to the left. Mind the van.
Come on, Alf.
Oh, dear.
Stop. You'll have to go back again. Now, hard over to your left.
It seemed everyone wanted to help. Major Forbes and Ted Glenn arrived.
Hoo-hoo, what have we here?
Said the Major.
You can't leave the place 5 minutes and look at it,
said Ted.
You've got me all of a muzzle,
said Alf.
I'm not moving this tractor till somebody shifts that lorry. Hang on, said Ted. I'll give you a hand.
and he got into the lorry.
Ted's lorry?
Said Miss Hubbard.
So sorry, everyone, said Major Forbes. Ted's just giving me a hand at the hall. Borrowed the lorry. First traffic jam in Greendale, what? Soon be off.
The Major got into the lorry beside Ted. Pat came up the street.
Morning, everybody. Just a word, Pat, said Major Forbes. Expecting an urgent parcel, coming from London. Tin soldiers for my collection. Now take good care of it, there's a good chap, what? Don't you worry, Major, said Pat. I'll see you get it safe and sound, the way you always do. Good man. Bye for now.
Ted and the Major drove off in the lorry. At last, Alf could get on his way.
You see, P.C. Selby, it's quite easy when you know how.
Miss Hubbard decided she had wasted enough time and moved off, whilst Peter Fogg started up his motorbike again, leaving P.C. Selby and Jess with the road to themselves. Inside the post office, Pat was helping Mrs. Goggins to sort the rest of the letters and parcels. There were 2 parcels with no address. Mrs. Goggins found a label that had come unstuck.
Oh, it's this modern glue, said Mrs. Goggins. They're forever dropping off.
Now, which one shall I put it on?
I think it's off that one, said Pat.
But that leaves one without an address.
Don't worry, said Pat. As soon as somebody says, "Where's my parcel?" I'll know it must be theirs. Simple.
Oh, I'd never have thought of that. Goodbye, Pat.
Mind how you go.
Pat picked up his bag and went out to the van. Now then, Jess, we'd better take the Major's parcel first. It's something special. Toy soldiers. Pat and Jess set off at once for Garner Hall. It was a fine day as they drove out of the village and along the winding lanes. When they arrived at Garner Hall, there were lots of tools lying around and a big ladder going up to the roof. Pat knocked at the door, and it swung open on its own. Anybody in? Hello? Major? Major Forbes? Anyone at home? Pat went in. There was a table in the hallway. I'll leave the parcel here. It'll be quite safe. Just as he was putting the parcel down, Pat heard something upstairs. What's that? Must be me imagining things. Where is everybody? They must be having a tea break. Pat left the Major's parcel and went back to the van. Then he and Jess drove up to the lane away from Garner Hall and parked by the side of a small hill. It was lunchtime. Under that tree. That's just the place for a quiet picnic, Jess. That was a warm climb, but it was worth it. Out of Pat's bag came a bowl for Jess. Tuck in, Jess, and the parcel with his sandwiches in it. There's nothing like a quiet picnic. Pat had a surprise when he opened the parcel. This is a funny sandwich. Oh, no. It's the Major's toy soldiers. How did they get into my lunch? Oh, what a noodle I am. I've got the wrong parcel. I must have left my sandwiches on the hall table in the Major's house. It was this parcel that the address fell off. Come on, Jess. Back to the Major's. He'll be thinking his soldiers have run away.